Hi, good afternoon. This is Troy Torres with Kandit News, and I'm not in Nagani anymore, but Johnny Rosario covered for me. I had to go to another meeting, and I have her notes from this morning's trial of of Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser, who are standing trial in district court for two alleged crimes. One is conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine and to transport it from California to Guam. That's not the name of the charge, but that's essentially what it is. And the second the second charge would be possession of more than 50 grams of crystal methamphetamine, and that possession charge was that event happened in California. Uh, that's a brief recap of what the crimes are that they're being accused of. And fast forward to today, where Henry Alvendia is on the stand for a second day of cross-examination by defense counsel Peter Perez, who is the lawyer for defendant Raymond Martinez. And today, Mr. Perez focused on impeaching Mr. Alvendia's credibility. So this is what happens when a witness, especially a star witness for the prosecution, goes up and takes the stand and says what would be entered into evidence. Whatever is said by a witness, as long as it isn't objected to by one of the counsels, is admitted into evidence as basically what the jury will be deliberating on, along with the exhibits and all the other evidence that's entered when jury deliberations happen. So today, the important thing for the defense was to show the jury that you cannot trust Henry Alvendia, and Mr. Perez starts by doing what he did in the first trial, and that was by going over the counts of the indictment against Henry Alvendia made on April 29, 2015 in district court, when Mr. Alvendia was indicted along with 9 other co-conspirators for, I believe it is 12 counts of criminal conduct against United States law. Among them fraud, extortion, wire fraud, conspiracy to defraud the government and the people of honest services, and boy, I can't remember all of them, but there were a bunch of charges. To make a long story short about that, and that was regarding the customs corruption scandal, where all of these customs agents plus law enforcement over the Department of Revenue and Taxation, plus a manager of a shipping freight forwarding company, and the wife of one of the customs officers were all indicted as co-conspirators in this corruption case over at customs, where they used their authority under the color of law to extort money out of a private businessman who was an unindicted co-conspirator. I'm sorry, who was an indicted co-conspirator, but who agreed to go undercover with the FBI in order to reveal what happened with all of these crooked people at customs. And the gentleman's name is Ruel Valencia. His wife also was implicated. And what they did was over a number of years, from 2005 to 2015, and between 2011 and 2015, the Valencias, whatever they did undercover for the FBI. So, but in total, between 2005 and 2015, the Valencias had been more or less paying customs officers and revenue and taxation agents to get their cargo shipped in not faster, but so they could get it inspected faster, so that their cargo wasn't waiting over at the port. Because in those years, in the early time of that decade, the Port Authority was not quick to get containers lifted off of their docks and over to where they needed to go in the stores, because there was a backlog, and that cost businesses a lot of money. So the Valencias ended up paying customs officers and revenue and taxation agents to get rid of that problem for them. They paid them through money, through food, and through other sorts of favors and resources, including travel. The federal government got wind of what was happening when Henry Alvendia, who who is alleged to, who is known in these documents to be the mastermind of the customs corruption scandal, was witnessed opening a container outside the Valencia's lot, and Mr. Valencia was not there. He opened this container. He broke open the customs seal. He retrieved a package. He was seen retrieving a package that did not match anything else that was in that container. And by the way, the Valencias were smuggling in Marlboro cigarettes. That basically was what the U.S. Attorney's Office ultimately came to in the corruption scandal over at Customs, was that there was a smuggling ring for cigarettes. But as I'll let you know in a second, it had much more to do than that, and it went up further than Henry Alvendia. It's just that the U.S. Attorney's Office failed to go there. So